King Kelvin and the mysterious missing keys and his love for football. Once upon a time, in a beautiful kingdom nestled between rolling hills and sparkling rivers, there lived a kind king named King Kelvin. King Kelvin was loved by all his subjects because he was gentle, generous, and always had a warm smile for everyone. He lived in a grand castle with his adorable pet kitten, Kiki. Kiki was a fluffy, playful kitten with bright green eyes and a knack for getting into mischief. She loved to follow King Kelvin around the castle, purring happily. But there was one small problem in the otherwise perfect life of King Kelvin and Kiki: the king was always losing his keys. Every morning, King Kelvin would wake up, stretch, and get ready for the day. Then, he'd look for his keys. But they were never where he thought he'd left them. He looked on the dining table, under his bed, and even in Kiki's little basket. But the keys always seemed to disappear. One sunny morning, King Kelvin had an idea. He decided to attach a small bell to his keys, hoping the jingling sound would help him find them more easily. After attaching the bell, he hung the keys on a hook by the door and set off to enjoy his day. King Kelvin had a hobby that he enjoyed very much: watching football. He loved watching the players run up and down the field, and he was always amazed by how they could kick the ball with such precision and power. "Look at that kick!" he would exclaim, clapping his hands with delight. That afternoon, as the sun began to set, King Kelvin sat down to watch a big football match. Kiki curled up beside him, purring softly. The game was exciting, with the players kicking the ball back and forth, scoring goals, and showing off their amazing skills. Suddenly, Kiki's ears perked up, and she started chasing something across the room. King Kelvin looked down and realized Kiki was chasing the jingling keys. Somehow, they had fallen off the hook. Laughing, he picked them up and put them in his pocket, thankful for Kiki's playful nature. The next day, King Kelvin decided to have a little fun with his love for football. He set up a small goalpost in the garden and invited the children of the kingdom to join him for a friendly game. The children were thrilled and gathered eagerly in the garden, ready to play. King Kelvin kicked off the game, literally. He took the ball, gave it a good kick, and sent it soaring towards the goal. "What a kick!" he shouted, smiling brightly. The children laughed and chased after the ball, kicking it around and having a wonderful time. Kiki, curious as ever, watched the game from a safe distance. She tried to chase the ball, but it was too fast for her. Instead, she found a small toy ball and started kicking it around with her tiny paws, mimicking the children. As the game went on, the king felt his pocket and realized his keys were missing again. "Oh no, not again. Ha ha," he laughed. He called a break and asked everyone to help him find the keys. The children spread out, searching the garden, while Kiki sniffed around with her keen senses. After a few minutes, one of the children, a bright-eyed boy named Timmy, shouted, "I found them." He held up the jingling keys triumphantly. They had fallen out of King Kelvin's pocket when he took that big kick. King Kelvin laughed and thanked Timmy. He decided to put his keys in a safe spot before continuing the game. The children cheered, and the game resumed with even more energy. King Kelvin couldn't help but marvel at how everyone could kick the ball so well. As the sun began to set, the game came to an end. The children waved goodbye and thanked the king for such a fun day. King Kelvin watched them go with a smile, his heart full of joy. He picked up Kiki and gave her a gentle pat, grateful for his little friend. That evening, as King Kelvin and Kiki settled down to watch another football match, the king made a promise to himself. He would find a better way to keep track of his keys, perhaps by wearing them around his neck or finding a special box to keep them safe. But for now, he was happy just enjoying the game with his beloved kitten. And so, life in the kingdom continued, filled with laughter, football, and the occasional search for the king's keys. King Kelvin, Kiki, and the people of the kingdom lived happily ever after, always ready for the next adventure and the next big kick.